Hi, I'm Chimcha. This is my first video on really my own, but my sister Ratchet is just over there. She might pop in for a minute or something. Anyway, the reason there wasn't a video yesterday was I had to do some things. Well, my creator did. I'm thinking I might add a bit of another color to my chin, because it's all grey. Makes me feel old. Anyway, this video will be about the different types of fwolyx. If you see me looking up, it's because I have the script behind the camera. Anyway, the fwolyx is a species created by Ashley, who is behind this head and who is also behind Ratchet's head when she does the vlogs. Anyway, it was a species that was made during a late night sketching thing. Basically, she was sketching things a lot, and one of the things that she ended up making, she sort of described as a weird hybrid between fox, wolf, and a lynx. And well, she was trying to draw out her persona, the first one anyway, and that's how Ratchet was created, because she liked the 3 different species and just started playing with what she could make with them, and well, that happened. Anyway, there's the 3 species which you may have mentioned before, which is the domestic, the tame, and the wild. And what I'm going to list are the basic characteristics, and it's kind of how creator sees our main personality points and temperaments. Also, please message me if you want to use my species for your own use, because this is a very personal species that I've created. Also, fun tip, if you type in fwolyx into Google, which I did yesterday, it comes up with a couple of my earlier videos. So that's cool. Actually, I have a picture of it right here. If we'll focus. Yep, there it is. See it? So that's awesome. Anyway, so again, please ask before you try to use them. Anyway, so these are the 5 key features that all fwolyxes will have. The first is eyes. I mentioned this in I think it was my last video. Basically, there are 5 basic eyes which you will see. There is blue, green, or blue-green, which is most normally used for a domestic, like my sister Ratches. There are blank or blind eyes, like myself, and void eyes, which are basically just black eyes. They're for the wild fwolyx. Oh, I should probably mention I am tame. Next is ears. And a very important key thing is, even if you are pretty much like one solid color, all fwolyxes have a patch of a different color on either one or both ears. As you see, I have a bit of blue on this ear. Well, you might actually not because bad lighting, but you can see it on Ratches here. As you can see, that ear is complete, and this ear is a completely light green, but there is a patch of dark green on one ear, which all fwolyxes will have is a patch of a different color on either one or both ears. See, you're going to stay for a little bit longer. Third is tongue. We have purple tongues, always. See? Purple tongue. Purple tongue. I may have just ruined the magic there. Sorry. You've only ever seen the next one, which is hands. This is the only one that varies from the domestic, the tame, and the wild. Whereas you've probably seen Ratches, she has 5 fingers on her hand paws. A tame can have either 5 or 4. It really depends on the person. Personally, I'll probably swap between using Ratches paws and another set of hand paws which I will be making, which will only have 4 on them. And the 5th one, which is probably the one that most people will get a bit wrong, is the tails. Sorry, my tail's a bit messy. Anyway, so when you think of like a foxtail, you think of like a basic solid color or a basic sort of pattern along the whole tail, and then at the tip they will have like a color that goes around the entire thing, right? No, not for a fwolyx. A fwolyx will have an incomplete tip. So if you look at this, basically main thing, but then on this side, this is the half tip because the grey covers most of it, so this isn't considered a tip. But this part is a different colour and it doesn't go all around, it's only half of it. You can even have like the 1/4 tip or the 3/4 tip, where it's basically nearly a complete tip, but there'll just be like one small patch which isn't covered with the same colour. So long as it doesn't go around the entire tail and there is a clear stripe from the main tail on the tip, you're fine. But the second it goes around the entire tip, and that's not a fwolyx. I'm sorry. Even if you want it to be a fwolyx, if it has a complete tip, or they don't have the ear patches, or the purple tongue, it doesn't work. Even if you have all the other criteria, besides the hands are the only ones that can be pushed around a little bit. depending on if you're tame, you can have 5 or 4. A wild always has 4, and a domestic always has 5. But if you don't, and the eyes as well, you don't have to have blind eyes for a tame. You can have blind eyes and still be a wild, or you can be domestic with blind eyes. But if you don't have the tongue, ears, or the incomplete tip, any of those not present, then it's not a fwolyx. Again, sorry, but that's just how it is. Anyway, now to go into characteristics. Well, personality characteristics, other things. Anyway, so a domestic, it's probably the sweetest of the three, like the most sort of like carefree and childlike of the three of us. As you can probably tell by Ratch's video, she is very sort of like jumpy and gets emotional, very childlike. So basically a domestic has another species in their gene pool that isn't fox, wolf, or lynx, and that is from a domesticated animal, be it a house cat, a pet dog, or any other domestic species. It could even be a domestic parrot, so long as it is some form of domesticated animal. That's it. So long, like, they're not violent, they tend to avoid conflict and all that. As long as you're somewhat childlike and jumpy in them, they're happy. Tame. My category! Yay! Very similar to the domestic, but we don't have a domestic animal in our gene pool. We are generally calm around lots of people, but we do tend to sort of go like, maybe not. If it gets a bit too overwhelming, we sort of back up a little bit. But, we are generally relaxed and calm, but we are not childish. You have a tame fwolyx and have us acting like a freaking 2-year-old? That doesn't work, because we are a fair bit more mature than a domestic. We're like in the mature stage of either very young adult or mid to late teens. So pretty mature, but still not quite. And now for the third category. So far, creator has yet to start making her wild persona. He will be getting done a fair bit later because, well, she hasn't really gotten much planning on him yet. She has a basic idea, but not too much. They are definitely the most standoffish and of the three, but if you start getting into a conflict or a fight with them, they will not back down, they will fight back, whereas a domestic will tend to shy away and try to get away and avoid all form of conflict. Tame, who, like me, will try to get it all calmly sorted out. No, like, throwing things, no shouting, just calmly trying to explain things. But we will get to a yelling point if it gets to need be. Even if they are in the more jockish side of personality, they are definitely the most mature out of the three of us. of like all our fwolyxes. But if they're in like a safe, comfortable environment, like if they're out fursuiting with a lot of others, and they know like it should generally be safe and okay for them, or even in a convention space, which again is a very safe and calm place, they will loosen up and be a bit more like a tame, like me, where we're not quite childish, but we can have a lot of fun. And they'll be able to interact with other people and other furries and just have an overall good time without being a bit, maybe not. But they are still very calm. They are still very friendly, if a bit nervous around other people. Oh wow, this is one of the longest videos I've made so far. Anyway, that's all I have on fwolyxes right now, and that's really all I need. Anyway, quick question. Instead of doing a lot of commissions, I can probably make like a few pre-made tails for fwolyx or any other, or any sort of like basic tails. But I do tend to do tails that are a bit more curved like this. Not very good at cat-like tails, but I can do them. If I was to do pre-mades, would any of you be interested in buying them? And should I post it on my Fur Affinity, or should I post it into my Tumblr, or should I just do like a video on this channel and have it showing each of the tails and all that stuff? Anyway, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you want. And I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, and soon I might be getting a new camera. But for just daily vlogs, which I won't really need to do much editing. Like, I haven't been doing very much. Like, I just shoot them on my iPad and then upload them. But for like actual special videos, like I'll be her creator is planning on doing a suit up video for Ratchet soon, and when she gets this camera, she will use that in order to be able to edit it down if it needs to be. Again, comments down below, like, subscribe if you want, and all links to my other social media platforms, mainly my Twitter, which is the one that I use the most lately, and the email to contact me about my tail commissions will be in the description below, and I will see you all tomorrow. See you later then. Bye!